We are back at the subscriber trail for part 8, where I let you guys vote on every feature that gets built. It's mind-blowing to me that just a few months ago we built this little gap, and then last time we built the giant arrow jump. Things are definitely getting gnarlier as we go down this trail. But they're about to get gnarlier because last time you had the choice between a hip jump and a step up, and with over 18,000 responses, the step up won with 65% of the vote. So it looks like we're building the biggest, gnarliest feature I've ever made in my backyard. Luckily, we've got U-Haul again as a sponsor for this video, so that means you guys are getting hooked up with 15% off any bike rack on their website with the code BACKYARD. But more on that later. We're gonna start off this build by clearing out a spot for the step up and adding a berm before it so we don't go straight down the hill.
I am all dirty. Okay, so we've got a berm. I made a little bitty roller. Next up is we need a jump to get up onto a deck. So for that, I'm gonna take that big cedar jump that we made a long while ago. We're gonna move it down here. I think that'll be the perfect jump up onto a deck. I think that'll work out really nicely. So, there's no, wow, it's so heavy. Made it over here. Wow, that was quite a lot. Took a while, but we did. That's freaking awesome. This is gonna be the perfect jump for this. Let me just get it set up.
There are a lot of great uses for skid steers, but I gotta say, this might be the most thankful I've ever been to have one. With our berm made and the jump already sorted out, we could move on to making the platform that we'd be landing onto. But for that, I had to visit my cedar dealer because this one was gonna take a lot to get done. Now, I can't reveal my cedar guy, but I will say most of the boards I use always come from a local sawmill. While we were there, I decided to grab some fresh cut cedars too, so this thing could completely be made of cedar. But that also meant stripping the bark from 8 huge logs.
Never peeled cedar bark before. It's kind of like tape. Like if you keep them all peeling at the same rate, then they peel easier. But if you like do strips, they'll just pop right off and it makes the rest of it hard to get. So if you kind of keep everything peeling all at once, just easier. Well, I'd say we can wrap up this day. We got all of our wood moved over here. We got the ramp over there. Everything's debarked. I think tomorrow we start building that freaking deck. I'm excited. It'll be cool. Okay, so to start off today, we're gonna mark out exactly where our structure needs to go.
I decided the step-up deck would be 25 foot long and 4 foot wide with the deck boards. So that means we could go 3 foot wide between each post and let the deck boards overhang 6 inches on the sides. I arrived at the deck being 25 foot long by laying out my tape measure and asking the question, what will be long enough for me to realize I'm on the platform? I don't want this to be something techie that you have to be quick to navigate. I want it to flow and be something I can practice on. So 25 foot seemed like a nice distance when I laid it out.
Okay, that is it for digging the holes. Thank God. Next up is we got to bring all the cedar posts down here. We'll put them in their slots and then we will measure them out. I want the first ones to be 6 feet. So they'll go from here and then we will keep it flush all the way outward, or level I guess I should say. I think it'll end up being probably 7 or 8 feet of a drop by the end, but yeah. Let's go bring all those posts down here and get moving. Okay, so to make this super simple and super easy, what I'm doing for the rest of this is I'm gonna level everything else off of this first cut post that I did. To do that, it's pretty simple. Get something long enough that will reach between all of your posts, stick a level on top, and you can literally just stick it right on top of there. Then you come across, find where you're level at, and right about there. Stick your mark, and there you go. Now, those will be the exact same height as each other in the air. Now, if I measured from the ground up, it's gonna be totally different, but we're not worried about that. We want everything just to stay on the same plane up in the air. So we'll keep measuring from this one down, 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 and then eventually they'll all be the same height. So keep on cruising. Like a glove. Holy crap. Awesome.
Now, it might not be cool, but I'm a huge proponent of having safe progression. So, one of the things I wanted to add to this step up was a removable case pad, something that allowed you to get some practice before committing to the gap jump. I'd love to be hitting jumps into my 70s, so optional case pads are always a plus for me. But I don't want this to be a hassle to add or remove. So to do that, I just added some notches for the boards to sit in. This way it can't move around unless you pull it up and towards the jump, which is the opposite direction you'd push it if you cased.
Up, in, up, over. Woo! Well, comes out pretty easy. Not as light as I was thinking it was gonna be. But at least it's heavy duty and it's not gonna break on anybody that's like smashing into it.
Before we rode, I had one last problem to deal with. It hadn't rained for nearly a month, so nothing had packed in yet. But all I needed for that was some water. On the shark fin, we used this backpack sprayer, which took a lot of time. And I just didn't have that kind of time to spare again. So per your guys' suggestion, I picked up one of these spot sprayers that hooks up to your side-by-side, and man, this was a lifesaver. I was able to pump 80 gallons of water into this trail within an hour. That would have at least taken me 2 days using the backpack, not to mention a hell of a lot of back pain. But with the trail packed in with water and everything else done, we could finally take our first attempts at riding this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right up on there, right?
Yeah, but like not all the way to the platform.
Sometimes it's fun to set goals, and for the step-up portion, I made myself a deal that if I successfully did it 10 times in a row without fail, then I would do it without the case pad.
That was good.
The cake's in there.
Barely. Oh no.
I hate this, man.
Oh man. Nice. That was awesome. Yeah.
Believe it or not, I do actually end up getting 10 in a row without casing. Now, had I known how close I was to the edge every time, I may not have tried going for the gap jump. But Dana's confidence in me clearing it every time had me convinced. So I removed the case pad from the step up and decided to go for it. But now that I've got your attention, I just want to remind you guys, U-Haul is giving you 15% off their entire selection of bike racks. All you have to do is go to their website and enter the code BACKYARD under their gift certificate section. That's it. Just wanted to remind you of that. Anyway, let's see if I made the gap.
Oh yeah.
How do I get down?
Now, you might be wondering, what's the holdup? I did the hard part clearing the gap. Why wouldn't I just do the drop? Well, every time I came up to the drop, I had this sneaking suspicion that I had built the landing wrong. So much so that I actually ended up not sending it on this day and spent the next 3 hours reshaping the landing so that it was steeper and closer because I didn't think I'd have enough speed. Then, the next morning, I put the case pad back up and decided to just go for the drop no matter what happened.
Okay, we fixed up the landing last night. I hope like hell it's correct.
You got this.
That was not great. Needs to be way more steep. Oh my God. So my front tire hit about right here. I landed exactly where I needed to land. I just need to make this thing like this steep. The landing's just wrong. So we just gotta make it super freaking steep, man.
Sadly, with how giant this project has been, I didn't have enough time to reshape the landing to ride the whole feature together. I really hate it when something doesn't send properly, but it's just part of the learning process. At least we'll have something awesome to start out with next time, so keep an eye out for that. Anyway, regardless of me not getting to ride this feature fully, I still want to have you guys vote on what should come next. Now, I think once the landing is way more vertical, we are going to come out of this thing with a lot of speed. So, option 1 is going to be a berm into another huge berm into another huge berm. Like a snake. When I say huge berms, I mean like wall ride type berms. So this could be a really fun way to celebrate clearing that on-off drop. But since this dips down and back up, I think a proper dirt step up would be awesome here. I say proper because the step up onto the deck we just made only steps up about 2 feet. A proper one will go much, much higher than that. So option 1 is the large snake berms, and option 2 is a big dirt step up. You can click here to cast your vote on my website or go to my description. I'd be super stoked to have either of these options, so it's up to you guys. Thank you so much for watching this week. A huge, huge thank you to my patrons for all of the support. You guys are awesome. Let's build some more stuff next time. I'll see you then.